Hey, hey, boys and girls. We are doing page 345 and 346 in our book. We're going to jump right in today. So some days we do something first. Some days we jump right in. Today we're jumping right in. And as you know, I'm going to pray for us actually really quick because I think we all need it. Lord Jesus, thank you so much for each of these kids. Thank you for wherever they are listening right now. I love that you stand outside of time, God, that you are the beginning and the end, that you have always been and you always will be. And I just pray that you're with each of the kiddos who are hearing this right now, that you would calm their hearts and comfort them and give them endurance and strength. I pray that you would give them focus as they do their lesson, that they would actually be learning and growing and being stretched. And I just pray, God, that you use all of these things, even what we learned today, to guide and direct us and shape us for who we are in the future. I pray that you would shape these little hearts and minds to be more like you and to be used in the future for where you will have them be one day. In your name, amen. Okay, my sweet third grader, we're going to jump right in. You should already be in your book to page 345, and we're just going to start. So we get to use a schedule. Do you remember the schedule that we had on our classroom board every day? It kind of looked a little bit like this, where we had like a start time and an end time, and it'd tell us when recess was and when school started and how long each activity was. So this is what we're looking at today. It says Yana and her third grade friends are beginning to take gymnastics classes. What time is, I'm going to switch colors. What time is the girls' introductory class? The girls' introductory class. And there's two questions here. How long is the class? So there's the time what time does it start? So it says, what time is it? That's what time, the start time. And then how long is the class? So you take the end time, and we're going to find out the elapsed time. That's our fancy word that you're going to have on your test, elapsed time, the time that goes by during the class or during an event from start to finish. Okay, so looking back at that, girls' introductory class, we're looking at this little chart right here. Girls, where is it? Intro girls. Girls' introductory class. What time does the class start? 10 o'clock. And how long is the class? Okay, so if I was looking at the clock, I would go 10. I'm going to draw a little clock right here. And the hour stays the same. Remember this, 12. I'm going to put on the outside. 3, 6, 9. Okay, and what goes in between? 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 10. And you, some of you are saying, Mrs. Kornthal, you're wasting my time. I already know what this is. It's 50 minutes. But I want to show you the why, because it's not always that easy. But here we go. Here is 10 o'clock. Okay. And our end time, we'll go all the way around. Well, we'll be 10:50. Ooh, here's what's tricky about this one, boys and girls. Here's our minute hand. The hour hand is moved just a smidge, because remember that moves a fraction of the time. So our end time is 10:50. Okay, now what happened here? We started with our minute hand here and we went all the way around. If I were to count this, I would go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So that's 50 minutes that went all the way around. Yes, now I could count. The hours are the same, so all we have to do is the minutes. How many to get from 0 to 50? 50 minutes. So that's plus 50 minutes. Okay, so that's two ways to look at it. It starts at 10. It lasts for 50 minutes. Awesome. Okay, so use the schedule, this one right here, to answer the following questions. What is the first class of the day? So we're just actually reading the schedule, boys and girls. What's the first class of the day? What is it? It's the Tumbler Tots preschool class. So to answer that, what class is it? It's the Tumbler Tots. And what time does it begin? 9 o'clock. Now, do you think that's AM or PM? Do you think that's before lunch or do you think that's after lunch? Do you think it's 9 in the evening when little toddlers are going to the preschool class? No, this would be, they don't tell you here, but we know that it's AM because that's everything before noon and after midnight. Okay, which lasts longer, open gym or competitive? How long does open gym last and how long is competitive? Well, this goes from 1 to 2, so that's plus 1 hour, right? And competitive, the hour stays the same. So this is plus how many minutes? Plus 50 minutes. Which one's longer, an hour or 50 minutes? Well, 60 minutes is an hour. So we know that an hour is longer. So that means open gym is the longer class. What time does competitive begin? What time does competitive begin? 2 o'clock. I bet you knew that. Do you think that's AM or PM? Well, we definitely know it's after lunch, PM. 2 a.m., boys and girls, would be 2 hours after midnight. All of us are sleeping, or at least we should be sleeping at 2 a.m. So this would be 2 p.m. I know it doesn't say that on our chart, but we just know. And I want you to get those in your head because that will be something that you need to know by the time you take your quiz. Okay, Yana arrives at 12:30. How long must she wait for her age's open gym class? Whoa, that just asked us a lot of things. Let's see if we know what they are. So she arrives at 12:30. How long must she wait for her age's open gym class? Do we know how old Yana is? Look at this. Yana and her third grade friends. So we know that Yana is a third grader. So how old do you think she is? 2 to 5 or 6 to 10? She's 2 to 5. And Yana needs open gym 6 to 10. So that's this one right here. So we have to piece all of those pieces of information to do our math detective work. So we had to know, how old was Yana? Well, she's in third grade, so she's a 6 to 10-year-old. She's not 2 to 5. We know that she was doing open gym. And the question actually says, if she arrives at 12:30, how long must she wait to get to her open gym time? So it's 12:30 right now. Oops. And how many minutes until 1 o'clock? Okay, well, it's not another hour, right? Because 12 to 1, that would be 12:30 to 1:30. So it's not an hour. We're only talking about minutes here. So let's think. 12:30 to the nearest hour. 30 plus what equals 60? Plus question mark equals 60. 30, we can count up. 35. And if we were to look at the clock, it looks like this. Okay, here's 30. I'm only going to look at the minutes. That's all I really need right now. So here's 30. And we need to get to the next o'clock. How many minutes is this? Well, we know that's half of 60. It's 30. But let's look at it this way if you didn't have it. Here's our clock. 35, you can count. 40, 45, 50, 55, 55 o'clock. So count it with me. 35, 40, 45, 50, 55 o'clock. How many minutes is that? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Either way, it's going to be 30 minutes. Ooh, I don't know how it made that clock that color. I was trying to make a circle the other day and I couldn't figure it out. I'm going to have Abigail teach me. She knows how to do that on here. Boys and girls, my kids have been teaching me this technology and some of the things I still have to learn. Okay, on Tuesday morning, Mrs. White's third graders study Bible from 8:45 to 9:30. They read, that's Bible. They read from 9:30 to 10:30. They do math from 10:45 to 11:30. And they study spelling from 11:30 to noon. And when is noon? Noon is 12 o'clock p.m. Just so you know. All right. So now that we know all that, it says, organize Miss White's class information for her Tuesday morning schedule. So this is all Tuesday morning. So what do we have? We have time and we have the class. Okay. So we're supposed to organize those. So if we were making a chart for the class, we want to start with the first one first. Let's look at the start times of all these. We have 8:45, 9:30, 10:45, 11:30. Great. They're already in order for us. So 8, 9, 10, 11, they're all in order for us. So what is the first class? Well, the time is from 8:45 to 9:30. And what class was it? Bible. Our next class, what do they do? What time? From 9:30 to 10:30. They read. They're reading. Reading time for an hour. I probably just gave away an answer. Math. They have math next from 10:45 to 11:30. They read longer than they have math. That's interesting. And then spelling. Spelling shorter, just like our spelling. It's easier to get spelling done fast. Spelling from 11:30. Oops, what am I doing? I'm going to put, you could write noon, the word, or you can write 12. And I'm going to write PM because I want you to remember that AM is the morning, PM is lunchtime. So you have PB and J at PM, 12 p.m. All right. Now what do? We use this to answer the questions. So now that we made the schedule, we use this chart to answer questions about her schedule. Okay, so let's answer the questions about the Tuesday morning schedule. Number 9, which class lasts the longest? Okay, let's look at these, boys and girls. How long is it from 9:30 to 10:30? That is, I'm going to switch to colors. This is plus 1 hour. Okay, so to get from 9:30 to 10:30, that's exactly plus 1 hour. What about 8:45 to 9:30? This is where things get tricky. 8:45, we've switched hours. But if it's not 1 hour extra, because 8:45 plus another hour would be 9:45. If it's before that, it's not an hour. So 8:45 is before 9:45, so it's not an hour. So what do? We go up to the next hour. How many minutes? Remember our clock. How many minutes? I'm just going to draw one right here. Here's 12. 3, 6, 9. Okay, it goes 15, 30, 45 o'clock. How many minutes from 45? This is 45 minutes to the o'clock. And the o'clock is 60 minutes, right? 60 minutes. So 45, 50, 55, 60. How many minutes is this? 15 minutes. And if you remember, boys and girls, this will help you do this clock mental math. Oops, sorry. Every quarter of your clock is how many minutes? It's not like a quarter money. Every quarter of your clock. Every quarter of your clock is how many minutes? If you remember this, 15, 30, 45 o'clock. How much is every quarter of your clock? So you remember, and this will just start sticking in your brain. I know that 45 to the next hour, if it's 9:45 to 10 o'clock, is 15 minutes. 15. So this is 15. So that didn't answer our question, though. That just gets us to 9 o'clock. So 8:45 plus 15 minutes makes it 9 o'clock. Now, we still need to get from 9 o'clock to 9:30. How do you get from 9 o'clock to 9:30? So we have 15 minutes to get to 9 o'clock. Now, to get from 9 o'clock to 9:30, we add another 15 minutes. Sorry, another 30 minutes. To get from 9 to 9:30, we add 30 minutes. So what do we need to do? We add 30 plus 15. How long is Bible? 45 minutes. Because we have this 15 plus the 30. 15 plus 30. 30 plus 15 is 45 minutes. Okay, so 45 minutes. Write this down, boys and girls. Don't just sit here and listen. Write stuff down. Help you remember. If you're using your hand with your brain and listening and writing things down and processing, more will get stuck in your head. Oh, look. If you just were listening, this should be easy for you. 45 to get to the next hour. So how long will it take? 45? Oh, to get to the next hour is plus 15 minutes. And that makes it what time? 11. To get from 11 to 11:30, how many more minutes do we need to add? Plus another 30, right? So 30 plus the 15 is how many minutes? This is a 45-minute class. All right, spelling. This one's easy peasy. 30. I'm going to color this one in black. If the minute hand is here on 30, and we're going all the way around to the o'clock, how many minutes is it? Half of the clock is 30 minutes. So to get from 11:30 to 12, it's 30 minutes. Don't believe me? Let's try it. So here's 30. 30, count up to the next o'clock. 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. And that's the next o'clock. How many minutes is this? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's 30 minutes around halfway around the clock. And we know that because half of 60 minutes in the hour is 30. Okay, so now that we have that, how many minutes is this? 30 minutes. So we have all of our times. Now we can answer these questions very easily. Which class lasts the longest? Well, we know it is reading because that lasts an hour. Which class is the shortest? It is spelling. How many minutes long is Bible? See, it's awesome that we figured this out already and we wrote it down because I know that Bible, it says right there, is 45 minutes. We already wrote it down. 45 minutes long. Awesome. When would you schedule a recess time? I don't know. Maybe I would like recess after Bible. Maybe I would like recess after math. No, this isn't for you to pick which your favorite. There is some clue in our, I'm going to do a fun, different color. There's a clue in our times. Where's there a gap? 8:45 to 9:30. Ooh, this starts right at 9:30. Can we fit in a recess? Nope. 9:30 to 10:30. 10:45. Wait a minute. This is 10:45, but this is 10:30. What's with that mystery 15 minutes that are missing? What do you think happens between recess and math, boys and girls? There is a 15-minute recess right here because we have 10:30, but math doesn't start till 10:45. What do you think fits in there? There's a 15-minute recess. Now, could you have another recess after spelling? Probably, but then they might have lunch. But based on our chart, this is where the gap is. There's 10:30 and 10:45. What's the mystery time for? Yes, that's where recess was. From 10:30 to 10:45. Is it AM or PM? It's AM. Just checking. Okay, when would lunch begin? We kind of just talked about that a little bit. Where could we fit in lunch? It's a good time for you guys to have lunch. It's a very common lunchtime. 12 p.m. What is that also called? I want you to write them both. Noon. 12 p.m. Noon. Awesome. Review, add or subtract. Okay, I am not going to do this with you, but I will show you some things. These ones are plus. Okay, don't forget to regroup. Don't forget to be neat. These ones are minus. When you, actually, maybe we'll do it together. Just for some good review. But I will pause. I want you to pause the video. I want you to try it on your own. And I really mean it. Those of you who just want the answers, don't. You know who you are. It's not going to help you in the long run. Your goal is to learn and grow. And if you're not doing the work on your own and thinking, you're not going to learn and grow. I'd rather you make a mistake and have to do an erase and then correct it with me. Okay? Now, that doesn't mean you turn off the video either, because I want to make sure you get it right. Some of you still are not subtracting across carefully. Some of you are trying to regroup in your head or borrow in your head, and it doesn't work out for you. I want to make sure you got this right. Okay, so the addition, we're going to add these. 9 plus 8 is 17. So, sorry, if you have not finished this, stop the video right now. If you're listening to my voice, that means you've done all 5 of these problems and you're just checking your work. Okay. So 9 plus 8 is 17. Carry the 1. 6 and 5 is 7. Plus 5 more is 12. Carry the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing to carry. 3 plus 1 is 4. Nothing to carry. Your answer is 4,427. 4,427. Okay, this one is subtraction. Do you remember what we do for subtraction? We start one at a time. Can you borrow from the 0? Sorry, I'm going to erase that. No. So you have to go to the neighbor. No, you can't borrow. 6 becomes 5. This becomes 10, becomes 9. Then we borrow. So then we can borrow again. So this can become 10. But then we still need to borrow. I love these subtracts across zeros because it's 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. And the last row stays 10. And we don't borrow again from that one. So it stays 10. Don't forget. Okay, so 10 minus, now we can do it. 10 minus 1 is 9. 9 minus 9 is 0. 9 minus 8, 1. 5 minus 2, 3. 3,109. Awesome. Here's another subtraction. If I have 3, can I take away 5? No, I need to borrow. Thank you, 6. You become 5. 3 becomes 13. 13 minus 5, 8. 5 minus 4, 1. 8 minus 7, 1. 9 minus nothing, 9. Answer, 9,118. Excellent. Addition. 9 plus 4, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I still do touch math, boys and girls. So I touch 1, 2, and a normal 4, I think is like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. But these 4s, I know I touched this one twice. I still do touch, I still do touch math. So 9 and 4 is 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17, carry the 1. 9 plus 1, I love it. This is a make a 10, so here's 10. Plus 5 more is 15, plus 2 more is 17. Carry the 1. Yay, 6001. That makes 7. 6 plus 2 is 8. Plus 1 more is 9. 9,777. Okie dokie. Last one. 9. I'm going to do 9 plus 7 is 16. And then here's my little touch math. 17, 18, 19. Or could you make a 10? 7 and 3 is 10. Plus 9 more is 19. Either way, you're going to get 19. Let's count. 5 and 5 is 10. Plus 1 more is 11, 12, 13. Carry the 1. Any 10s? Can I make a 10? Nope. So I will, oh yes I can. Look, 6 and 4 is 10. Plus 7 more is 17. Plus 1 more is 18. Carry the 1. 4 and 2 is 6. Plus 1 more is 7. 7,839. I hope you got those right. I hope you made corrections if you needed to. I hope you did them on your own. If you did not, in all honesty, I would rather you erase them all and then redo them by yourself and then double check. Boys and girls, you need to practice more than I need to practice. So make sure you're stretching your brain and getting your job done. Okay, I love you. And more important than anything, I want you to what? Love God and love your neighbor. So do that today. It may be little things, it may be big things. Sometimes it's just paying attention while you're doing your math. That's a way to love God and honor your neighbor, because you're honoring Mrs. Kornthal, you're honoring your parent. You're doing your very best to serve God so you can grow and do the things that He's called you to do. So just in those little bitty ways, you are striving to serve Him. So continue that. And I love you.